And also there are a lot of inbuilt libraries that are required for machine learning. For example, sklearn over here is the major library that all of us use in the field of data science. And then you have matplotlib, so this is used for plotting different variables. Then pandas is going to be covered in the data analytics course with Python that Ankit was just talking about. So pandas is a really handy library that will help you deal with data, that is handling data, and that's why I would really encourage you guys to take that course as well. And yeah, so this is basically the libraries. So all the others you don't have to worry about. Like right now, let's just say that this is some jadoo that people have done, the machine learning geniuses have done, and made our lives very easy. Okay, so we will be like, this is Python. This is completely in Python. So Python is the preferred language for all the people who want to get started in machine learning. Actually, in industries also, Python is widely used. Okay, so first, what I'm going to, I'll just run this code line by line so that you guys can follow what I'm doing. So first, I'm going to import these libraries into my notebook. Done. Now I'm going to read this data. So I have this home data.csv. This is a comma delimited file. So this one I'm just going to load in this notebook. So in order to run a cell, that is, these blocks of code are called cells. So in order to run a cell, I just press shift enter, and voila, I have the data. Okay, so what I'll do here is now I want to just see a sample of this data. Like, what does this data look like? So I'll just type in sales.head and see what it looks like. So let's just take a minute and see what this data exactly looks like. So these are just 5 rows of this data. So basically the way it is arranged is that these are columns. Basically this ID, date, price, bedrooms, bathrooms, these are columns. And these horizontal horizontal lines are basically just the rows. So yeah, so here the first column is the ID. So each and every house has a unique ID that with which we can identify it. So it's very difficult to actually put in something like third house in the 5th lane in some county, right? So that's why it is easier to assign a numerical ID to each and every house. Then date is like the date on which this particular house got sold. Then price is actually the price of this house. Then bedrooms, number of bedrooms you have in this house, number of bathrooms, what is square foot living. That is, square foot living is basically just square footage. Square foot lot is just built up area. So if you guys are familiar with if you guys are familiar with real estate, then you would know that there is a carpet area and then there is a built up area. So yeah, so why bathroom has a decimal value? It is because like you can have a half bath as well. You can have a full bath, you can have a half bath, quarter bath, blah, blah, blah. So why is the view 0? So, okay, so this is where like view and waterfront over here are basically categorical variables. So you can either have a view or you can not have a view. So based on that, that is why you have this like 0 or 1 variables. So these values can take it as 0. The values that this column can take is 0 or 1. Cool. Then, okay, so here you can see that there are some dot dot dot. So that means that I do not have enough space to display all the columns over here. So I'll just like print all the columns that are present in my data set. So that will give you the exact like picture of what are the different features that we have in each and for each and every house. So yeah, so like you have price, bedrooms, bathrooms, then you have view, waterfront, like which year was it built, what is the condition of this house. So yeah, someone had rightly pointed out that condition of a house also like plays a really important role in predicting the price of the house. Then zip code is nothing but the location of this house, etc. So you don't have to worry about the others. These are the main attributes that we'll be looking at. So now next, I just want to do some kind of data exploration. So I just want to see like how the how the price varies with square foot living value. So what I do is I'll just plot a scatter plot. So this plot looks something like what we already saw over here. It's just that I have much more data set. Um, okay, so like I would say that the syntax of this code, I would say that you don't have to go into the syntax of this code right now. Just follow with the algorithm right now. And like these are all pandas functions that you can actually explore in the data analytics part of the course. Okay, so this particular scatter plot is basically just giving you giving you a visual representation of how the price is varying with the square foot living. So you can see that I have a lot of data clustered over this particular region. That is, most of my houses are have the square foot value from I would say zero over here, 0 to 8,000, and the prices vary from $0 to $4 million. So it is pretty difficult to actually just look at the data and see the minimum and maximum values, obviously. So there is a really handy function in pandas called describe. This will just describe the different statistical attributes of each and every column. So for example, I can see over here that the minimum price, minimum house price that got sold in this data set is $75,000, and the maximum house price has been $7.7 million. So you don't have to worry about this 75%, 50%, 25%. We'll go into that later on. But right now, we just have to look at minimum and maximum values and the average, mean being the average. So on an average, this data set contains houses in the price range of $540,000. And then if I look at the minimum bedrooms that a house has in this particular data set, that is zero. So you have actually houses with no bedrooms. And then you also have houses with no bathrooms as well. And the smallest house in this data set has 290 square